So, but if you have a heart for it, go for it. Well, my name is Jennifer Helms. On the professional end, I am a child adolescent therapist. I do see more and more adults, it seems like, as I've gotten older, like gotten more and more into the career field. But and I started doing it in 2013. That's when I finished my master's degree. I majored in social work. The reason I majored in social work is because I was in the military before that. And I was actually a photography major before I got deployed. And while I was on deployment, I really enjoyed doing a lot of the, like, I was doing public affairs technically, but I did a lot of civil affairs work too, like humanitarian aid, like to, you know, the Iraqi people and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that type of work. And so when I got home, I changed my major to social work because I realized I didn't really want to be in the military anymore, but I did enjoy like the social work type aspects of being in the military. So I just decided to change my major to social work on this side. And then I did the master's degree after the bachelor's degree because the program kind of goes together. You do the 4-year master's degree, and then your last year of your bachelor's program doubles as your first year of your master's program if you continue in social work. So I just did like the extra year to get my master's. Yeah, I enjoy helping people. I actually didn't really envision myself as a therapist. I fell into that because I was it was like the last internship available. I know that sounds funny, but sometimes things happen in college and it happens for a reason, you know. So working at an outpatient hospital as a therapist for teens was the last internship available. And so I took it because I needed the internship. I was late signing up because I was kind of late signing up into the semester. And I really enjoyed it. And I found that the kids talked to me, and it came easily for me. So I just kind of continued in that job after getting out of college and stuff because it just suited me. Probably seeing people be able to move forwards with their lives. Like some of the people or teenagers I work with come from really challenging past histories or present circumstances, like family situations, just a trauma, like a large number of backgrounds. And so being able to be a part of them figuring out how to work through it and get through it. Probably hearing the stories. Like I just said, I'd say the most rewarding part is seeing them be able to be successful in life, even after all of that trauma or mental health problems or like whatever they're in therapy for. Probably I underestimated the amount of education and length of time. I just didn't really, like, you know, they say like, okay, well, there's this 5-year program, you do 4 years in your master's or bachelor's degree and 1 year in your master's degree. And that sounds simple. Well, I mean, it sounds simple in comparison to, you know, if you're going to school for a bachelor's degree, it's going to take 4 years anyways. So it's like, oh, well, it's just 1 extra year. It is not just 1 extra year. It's 1 extra year and then like clinical work on top of it. And I would say the most challenging part was the clinical work. Sorry, there's somebody doing work in my house. And because it's low paying, and so you're kind of like struggling to make ends meet at that point in your career. And then it's a lot of work. Like you have a lot of clients and like everybody's just kind of coming at you constantly. So I would say like those 2 to 3 years of clinical work I had to do in between my master's degree and getting licensed at that level, and the independent level, which is where I'm at now, are definitely the most challenging. I would say just being open and non-judgmental, because you hear a lot of things like people making bad choices, or like, things that have happened in people's lives. And like, there's a large array of stories. And so everybody gets to different points in their life with different, there's just a large array of stories. And so I would say just being compassionate and empathetic and non-judgmental, and just being a listening ear and a good problem solver at the same time. I would say it's very complimentary now, because I make appointments around my kids. So I'm off when they get off, and I work while they're gone, and then I end up canceling people if they're home. So my kids definitely come first. I think anybody in my caseload probably knows that, because I move around my appointments somewhat often, more than I would like. Let's put it that way. Like, I don't like moving people around, but I just kind of have that, like, my kids come first rule. And so it's very complimentary at this point because of the schedule. I would say I try to use my faith in my career for anyone who's open to it, because I think that being a Christian is probably the best coping skill that I know of, because God is in control of everything. And so, like, a lot of times if people are having mental health issues or they're in therapy, part of it is, a lack of control in something that's happened in their life. And so, being able to depend on God as a coping skill and their faith can be a pretty big, way to move through whatever, to successfully move through whatever they're getting through. I would say one of the things I really liked about social work, like, I would recommend doing social work and not the psychology counseling route, for a few reasons. First, insurance now is covering more social workers than they are counselors, at least last I heard. And then it's a little more diverse in the clientele you work with. I have heard, again, because I'm not a counselor, I'm a social worker. So I would probably recommend social work over counseling. And then I would also say to be prepared to work hard and work a lot. So, and for not very much pay. People don't do this to get paid. So, but if you have a heart for it, go for it. So.